Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Okay, so there is a saying or understanding of how do you know, or there's an identification or a sign rather of someone who is demonically or jinn possessed. Same thing. Demons, jinns, same thing. How do you see as a sign as to the other typical, things that we may understand as Muslims? Okay. Now, one, if you look at the previous scriptures, there's something about people with black eyes. But I don't mean like black diluted eyes only, because, there are people in this world with darker colored eyes who haven't had the eye color lifted off. Because there's no such thing as black eyes, by the way. The color is just darker in terms of the darkest shade of brown, even, that appears to be black. But if you see people who smoke weed, or if they have intense cigarette issues, or whatever the case is, and if you're as weird as me in terms of you pay attention to, or try to pay attention, or like to have guidance or understanding, things of this sort, you will in your lifetime come across to see, if Allah wills to show you, people that are on weed, their eyes not only become so-called technical, medically dilated, or whatever the case is, the eyes become bigger, but you'll see at some point in a quick flash that their eyes became black. Okay, so a person could have like blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, whatever color the eyes are there, right? But they'll have an appearance of a black around the iris, I guess, or whatever the portion that is. I wish I could have patiently showed to you what it is that I was talking about. But I want to make you understand something far beyond the norm. Okay, now, unless someone has burns, okay, all right, I could be one of them. Not going to talk about this, all right. Some sort of facial procedure, right, gone wrong, put in the wrong place, whatever, and stuff like that. Or other than this, if a person has, or even if you're waking up and you have no sleep whatsoever, if you're up for like 5 days or something, and you have under eye bags, slightly a little bit, tired, dull looking, okay, we got punched in the eyes or something, black eye. No. But a person who has, like, if you watch these demon-possessed movies, or the Exorcism of Emily Rose, or what's called The Exorcist, or in a lot of like these movies where there's like demonic possession and stuff like that, you'll see that underneath their eyes, it's always showing you and appearing as if it's much darker, almost like not a brown tone, because if it's a brown tone, it means that you're tired or dull. But like, it's almost like as if you have, I wish I could show you a picture. What's it called? But you'll know that it's darkest. Like, you could be a little girl, or a Caucasian little girl, which I've seen, right? But all of a sudden you'll see there is just a predominantly like under eye, like not only darkness, but like as if she looks like she's sick, and that is a sign of jinn possession. That is a sign of jinn possession. That is a sign of jinn possession. And I can tell you with 100% surety, that is a sign of jinn possession. if you're a believer and if you know that person is a believer, pray for them. Or I would just kind of just take a step back, and I would truly, ask God to just do whatever it is that he's doing, and then just to seek istighfar, because that person might be going through things that you have no idea. Sometimes, most of the times, jinn possession is, there's 3-4 different multiple ways of it, right? But in terms of jinn possession, people's, the strong amongst men go to the strong amongst the jinn, and then they acquire these demonic, or jinns to go ahead and carry off the seher. So in the process of seher, they want to do seher, but seher just doesn't happen like that. It has to be carried through jinn, right? So they will have this jinn sent out to them, or they'll have a curse, and that curse will be carried on, or there will be a jinn that might fall in love with a person, or maybe even sometimes, in the Quran it says that too, when a person is off the path, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself sends a shayateen, upon that person. So there's many ways, of how, that could occur, but, please seek refuge with Allah. These are the times we are in the Akhir al-Zamana. There is not a single doubt about it. And, if I was like I said, I always take the example of, a 2012 movie, and there's that, that weird guy sitting in a trailer, warning people about, the volcano would erupt, or this, that, or California, whatever the heck that was. And he's warning people hey, it's the end of the world. Remember, there's also a good outcome in the movie too. So yes, everything around you is messing up, and things around you are crazy in the Akhir al-Zamana. But what happens in the end? There was a couple of people that got saved. So I'm not saying that you're going to get saved by some boat. I'm just telling you, you're going to be saved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you turn to him. So my advice to you is, yes, we're living the Akhir al-Zamana, and like I said, there's no doubt about it. So whether it's the demons, the jinns, shayateen amongst mankind, Iblis targeting you because you're a believer, and is trying to take every single one of the believers, in every single way that he can. I mean, through entertainment especially. You have, it's because of, sometimes the person that you love the most, is doing something which is allowing also demons to tamper them, or shayateen, what's it called, to influence them, whether it's mankind or jinn, for however it is. And then they end up dwelling and going off onto the wrong path. And where they start to think that Satan is okay, because there are other shows that are out there. I watched an episode out of curiosity one time about this show on Netflix called Lucifer. And after I watched it, I was like, wait, I didn't question it then. I'm questioning it now. I never watched it again, because I'm like, why am I watching a show on Lucifer? Okay, so the same trend is being passed on to someone very close to me, and now they're watching it, and they think, okay, well, obviously, because one, they lure you in with these, like in that other video that I was watching, an Islamic video, they lure you in with the beauty of the world. So it could be female beauty, it could be dazzling, things in this dunya that are appealing. So they'll put that in there. And then they'll put their theme in there. So in this Lucifer TV series, he's portraying to be the good guy. Whereas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the opposite. And just one ayat. And that should have been for the rest of eternity to know. From the very beginning, between Adam and his wife, they had already been warned. And we've already been warned. And just because of one mistake that they did, we're already suffering, because we're reproductions, just going on and on too, right? So we're also toiling and suffering in this world because a mistake had been committed. And that's disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whereas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted everything for us, he created everything for us, and the only one thing that he, he keeps reminding to us, just one time though, which is enough, but he gave us a book for an eternity, right? He gave us ilm and knowledge for eternity. This kitab, and in it is a warning, clear and evident, that Iblis, Okay, Iblis is a clear, Allah says, enemy to you. That's it. There's no questions asked. He is not a friend. Anything that comes out from him, there's no compassion, there's no mercy, there's no love, there's no okay. It's not okay to do the things that he is promoting. Okay, whether it's a TV series, whether it's the things that will lead you to opening your doors, whether it's weed, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's alcohol, whether it's whatever. I mean, things that are forbidden directly by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and things that are morally encompassing within the integrity of your intelligence. No, okay, if you dwell with this, you're going to end up on something else too, which, yes, of course, includes smoking weed. You are messing with demons. Tomorrow, if it's not weed, tomorrow they might come up with something else. They might come up with some sort of pills that you take. If they, obviously they already have it in the market, right? But tomorrow you're gonna think, okay, these pills are normal. Let me take this. You know, it's okay. It's not weed, but they're pills, and you know you're getting some sort of high off of it where you're not in your senses. Like you're in your senses, but you're not. You know, like your senses are taken away. If you're, that's the greatest deception in the world. That's the greatest snatching of us when we're not in our senses. We're supposed to be always in our senses at all times. You are leading this life as if you're driving a car. You take your eyes off the wheel for 1 second, boom, that's it. That's, you already know you're taking off your eyes off the wheel. I mean, in terms of off the road, and you are doomed to have something terrible happen to you. You're destined for it because you chose that as your destiny. You've always been the person who chooses your destiny. You choose your road. How about that? You choose your road. I can't say you choose your destiny because it's predetermined, but it's predetermined by your choices. So things can still change now, and it could be a change for me. It could be a change for anyone who's listening to this video. If they decide to go ahead and open it up instead of blocking me off, damn Illuminati, I just feel like, I am here and I am being persecuted as always. I believe that's why I'm persecuted, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I want someone, others to make it too. And it's up to Allah, whom He guides and whom He wills. But there is nothing greater than to see my Lord, the creator of the heavens and the earth, our Lord, the creator of the heavens and the earth, be able to walk away with His believers and, and just be pleased with those who strove for Him. So if people are making it, and they will, and they are, inshallah, but by the will of Allah, by the mercy of Him, by the compassion of Him, way to go. Good for Him and good for the kingdom, and great for all those who did try in an effort to believe, or if they thought they had an effort to make to believe. So, just know that it's not okay to think that anything comes out which is, what's it called? which is promoting that Lucifer or the devil or Iblis is cool. No, he never was. He was an enemy to begin with. His heart wasn't right. That's what it was. He had inequities, within him too. And I guess he never knew. But, or he never wanted to know, or he never wanted to try. Praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most highest of the ranks. I guess this, to bottom line summarize this, is that, you can understand a person is demonically or jinn possessed, okay, through when their eyes start to look like a panda. How about that? Not as dark as a panda shade, but panda styled eyes will make you understand a person is jinn possessed. I pray that things get better for those who are, and that they continue to pray salah. But my advice would be read Surah Baqarah, Surah Tawbah, these two Quranic surahs, and until it's gone, and also for 40 days. 40 days. Fast, what's it called? Definitely fast. Fasting oppresses the jinns from within, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help those that that need the help, and guide those that need the guidance. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Take care.